So I saw a movie called Jules, which is a little tiny film. You've probably never heard of it. You probably haven't seen any ads for it, but it's starring Ben Kingsley, and it's about an elderly man who has an alien crash into his backyard. And when I saw the trailer for it, I thought there would be more alien in it. But it's not really about an alien crashing into the backyard. That's just kind of like using that as a springboard to talk about what the film actually wants to talk about, which is about growing old and growing distant from your family, from your loved ones, and dealing with things about growing old, like the onset of dementia and stuff like that. And it's actually kind of a slow moving and sad movie. And I don't think it's a bad movie, but I think it kind of was a half-baked idea. I think I would probably appreciate it more if I was an old person. Like, I would definitely recommend this movie to my parents, who they're in their late 60s, early 70s. So it feels like it's kind of more toward their age. But the whole concept is Ben Kingsley just plays an old guy who's starting signs of dementia, and he's got a daughter that worries about him and wants him to, get like assisted living or something like that. And an alien crashes in his backyard, and he tells people about it, and nobody believes him. So he's just like, okay. But the alien just kind of like, he invites the alien into his house, feeds him apples, and then like a couple of his elderly friends like come in and they start hanging out with the alien. The alien never talks, but like the alien is kind of implied to have some kind of psychic powers, but its face, it never has any like facial expression changes. It's just kind of there. They even like, Jules is the name that one of them picks for the alien, but then one of the other ones is like, I think he's a Gary. And so at no point is there even any consistent, name for the alien. The alien is really just there for these elderly people to kind of like project their own feelings onto. One thing I noticed about this movie is I thought for a second, they say the word multiple times in the movie, and they say it in places where it was very appropriate to say and I'm no prude with that. But I was surprised when I heard it, like 3 times, and I'm just like, if they hadn't done that, this would have been a perfectly serviceable PG-13. I don't know why they didn't cut some of those out, but then I looked it up later, and the movie is PG-13. I never pay attention to movie ratings, really, because, I'm an adult, I don't have kids, so I don't need to worry about any of that. I can just see anything. But I thought that the MPAA had rules that said you could, for a PG-13 movie, you could only have one use of the word, and it had to be in a non-sexual context to retain a PG-13 rating. Like, usually if you see like big budget PG-13 movies where they want to be a little edgy, they'll save their one for like some big dramatic moment. Unless it's the MCU, in which the first time they say ever was in an ad-lib by Chris Pratt in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 that James Gunn threw in because he thought it was funny. But usually they save it for like a big emotional, like, you kind of a thing. And here, people are saying it mostly once they see the alien go, what the But it's still got a PG-13 rating. And so if the MPAA is relaxing the rules, I'm all for it, because I thought they were perfectly reasonable uses of the word. There's some kind of, I don't want to say lol XD random, because that implies a more like younger audience for it, but there's some kind of random things in the movie, like apparently Jules needs a bunch of dead cats to help fix his spaceship, and it is never explained why dead cats. And so there's just like, a whole plot where they have to go and like drive around town and looking for roadkill. But then like, this was probably the weirdest part of the movie, is that one of the characters, she has a cat. And only once they realize, okay, well, we need one more cat, then they bring up, well, your cat is like blind and deaf and can't walk anymore. It's basically on its last legs. And that wasn't set up before this point in the movie. It's just like, we had seen the cat sitting in her lap a couple times in the movie, and the cat didn't seem infirm. There was never any mention of it in dialogue. The cat just existed, so we knew she had one. And then now they bring up this whole thing where it's like, well, you've got a cat who probably should have been put down by now. And they kind of do a thing where, she has like this whole emotional catharsis about how she basically let his health fail because she was too afraid to do anything about it. And now like the cat is like a shell of its former self or something like that. It was weird. It was very weird. Mixed Dizzy says, oh no, did they do cat ableism? I hate cat ableism. Yeah, like, obviously they didn't get an actually infirm, dying cat to play the cat. The cat looked perfectly healthy. It was just a cat that was sitting in her lap. So that whole plot, that part was weird. And I don't know why they did that. It felt like something that was kind of added into the script at the last minute, honestly, to make things a little weird. And I mean, obviously, like, you know, alien technology, he throws the like some weird space blanket over the cat corpses, and then like they kind of shift around under the blanket. When he pulls the blanket off, they have turned into like this big red oval transparent thing that he plugs into his ship, and then the ship gets power. I have no idea how it works. That was kind of a lol rar XD random kind of a thing. But bit of a weird movie, bit of a sad movie, but your folks might like it. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm trying to get my channel monetized, so your view means a lot. Don't forget to toss me a like and subscribe and ring the bell. I stream every Monday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific, so catch me live and join in on the convo. You can find all my socials in the description below, and thank you to all my patrons with a special shout out to Piftle Cakes and Ryan D. Your support means the world. Catch you next time.